already over, which is wild to think. Now, today is the 7th of June and I will take the time to do a mid-year reset. I'm gonna look back on the half year that passed, kind of reflect it and see what do I want to change for the next half year, how is it going with my goals, how is it going with my routines, my habits, so I can make it more fit for me and my specific situation right now. Also, the last couple of weeks I felt out of a lot of habits that I actually want to do, and the last couple of days I was sick, which means I truly kind of didn't do any routine or habits. So I think this is a very good moment. We will start now with kind of looking back of everything that happens in this first half year. So I'm gonna look through my photos, I'm gonna look through my agenda, I'm gonna look through Pinterest. I'm just gonna get an overview of what was even going on. I'm done now with kind of looking back over the whole year. That was super cool. I just love to see what I already experienced, what was already going on. So I'm just kind of up to date now and I even remember what was going on. Because truly I do forget fast and there's so many cool small things I did and achieved. And I think it's important to remember them also now for journaling and reflecting this whole year, which I'm gonna do next now. So the point there is to truly reflect to see what were the highlights, what went good, what didn't went good, where were my focus, just kind of like that. So I'm done with journaling now. Truly, my hands started to cramp hard. I'm not vibing, truly not vibing. But I think I'd rather do it on a paper instead of online, just writing, because it is more personal. But yeah, that always just makes me to not write as much. But yeah, it's anyway not really mine. But I think it's cool to quickly look back, and I did that now. So I want to fill out the wheel of life, which I saw in another video, like a mid-year reset video, and I really want to do that. I've never done that before. But basically you have different areas in your life and you rate them of how happy and fulfilled you are in these parts. And I think it's just kind of cool because you kind of see more visually how it is going in everything. Also then if I want to change stuff in my habits, routines or goals or so, I can kind of look at this and see, how do I want to change and where are the things where I'm not as happy yet, so I could probably put in some new habits or routines there. So I would say we'll do that now. I'm actually pretty high because I've never done that, and I think because I've never done that I also have to actually think and realize how I feel about every specific area, which is a good way to kind of even realize how your life is going, what's going on, and how you feel about different things. Yeah, let's do that. So I think how I'm gonna do it is, you have these lines, right? And I think I'm just gonna first mark in which line I would see myself, from 1 to 10. 10 is the best, 1 is it's absolutely not going good. So I'm first just gonna mark and think about it, and then I'm just gonna paint them because it's just cool and it looks cool. Visually seeing this is truly actually very cool. Mostly also there's things on this wheel of life which I actually found online on Pinterest. There are things on this wheel that I have never even really thought about really. For example, if I'm being honest, truly giving, or my home, or also kind of travel. journaling. I never really thought about, which I like that it kind of gives me a new idea or a new perspective on the things, because I realize it's not really the things that I'm probably like the best in. Seeing it visually, how it's going, where it's going good and where it's going bad. I think this is gonna be like just sitting here on the side with me now when I'm gonna look at my goals. Just kind of like organize all of my goals, my habits, my routines, my Sunday reset routine. There was something else, wait. My monthly things I want to do and my weekly things I want to do. And I categorized all of my habits and my goals into it is going good, it is going okay, and it's going bad. And basically I always work with like kind of like this round emoji points, and like it's going good, it's green, it's going okay, it's orange, and it's going bad, it's kind of red. Now I also kind of looked at my monthly, weekly, and Sunday reset routine to see are they even still aligning? Also my routines that I have, my morning and evening routine, are still aligning? Like what can I change so I can achieve all of the other goals I still have, and like they don't really go as well right now, so the ones that red and orange. And yeah, it's kind of like an ongoing flow of finding new things in new ways. Okay, but let's actually get a little bit more specific than just me yapping around. If I was looking over here, like here's just my screen, like with all the things that I just did right now. Basically, let's start first with the goals. I started first with the goals. As I said, I kind of categorized them into the 3 things, and I kind of leave it now like this for now, because also I set myself, I don't want to set new goals, because I feel like I can just add new habits and new routines, or like change my routines and stuff, but like I don't want to add new goals, mostly also because there's not really something I want to add. Like I did my goal planning very good. I'm actually very happy with how it is, so I'm not gonna change that something. So there is more to like then afterwards when I start kind of like changing stuff around or adding new habits or so, to see how can I look that I focus more on the things that are not going good or just going okay. And yeah, so that's more than from the actual planning. For that, it's done. And then I came to the habits and I looked, first of all, which one do I want to keep, which one do I want to just dump out. Actually, I want to keep most of them because, as I said, I did some planning in the beginning of the year. And then I also did one like, is it going good, okay, or bad, so I can put them in to see, okay, what and how could I change that I start. I also actually want to like, look again quickly into Atomic Habits to see like how could I make these habits that are not going good work better. And I also started one, started like the title saying new ones, so I can add new habits, because I'm definitely open to add new habits. And also like just with doing this whole thing already, some came to my mind, so I wrote them down so I don't forget them. Exactly. Then we come to routines. Routines are kind of like all of my habits, but in routines kind of. So not a lot changed there, but I kind of changed around some stuff. So probably it will help me to do the habits I don't do that good more and often, and just like it's easier for me. Exactly. And then it's just kind of like I updated my weekly kind of checklist that I have, my Sunday reset routine that I kind of do, and my monthly checklist that I have. And then I just wrote down 2 things I find it super interesting, and it's not really goals, but it's just stuff I want to implement into my life. And that would be that I want to start doing monthly quests. I heard that from Ali Abdaal. I think it's such a cool idea. I once did like every month a different topic kind of. So I would once in a month focus on like health, and then 1 month for like a relationship or so. But I felt like it was just, I didn't have enough time to focus on these things in like my very busy life, so like 1 month just wasn't enough. So I think quarter like quest, so like every 3 months, something that I think is very cool. And then also what I learned is that I want to kind of implement like kind of topics for every day. So every day kind of has like a topic. So for example, I don't know, like Saturday is my filming day, Sunday is my Sunday reset routine day, then Monday I want to do that, Tuesday done that. So it's always kind of the same, and I'm staying into the same topic. I find that a super cool idea. Now, of course, we can also not forget to look at the vision board. I think mid-year is also good to look how many things did I already achieved, where should I focus more on, like now specific on my vision board. So I thought we could quickly have a look on it. I actually filmed how I did this whole vision board and I still absolutely love it. So basically I'm just gonna quickly tell like where it's going good and where it could go a little better, and which I probably also implement now into my new action plan. Where it is going good is I set up my own studio at home. It is of course not perfect, but it's better than before on my bed, so that I'm very proud of. I went on a health marathon, which I had here as a picture of like someone finishing. Then I have a lot of things that are more just like channel habits I do every single day. For example, eating healthy I have here. Then this, for example, is more like my travel section, and traveling I do mostly like in summer, so this is more still open, kind of like sport and stuff I have here, which is going good. Lately not as good anymore. Also the split is still on my list. I'm not really good at that yet, so I really have to put some focus on that. Then we have here like solo dates, which I also want to focus more on. Here we have more of like things I wanna like more achieve in my business life, which is going very good. Kind of like put a lot of focus on that lately. A lot of things is just like, as I said, just things that just go and on and on and on. For example, eating healthy or doing sport or so. And there are other things I want to put my focus back to, for example, the splits. Okay, so this is how I now actually did my action plan and look that I can still focus on the things that aren't going as good right now until now. So basically first I look to my goals, right, and look to the ones that are going bad and they're or going okay. And I looked how can I implement the ones that are going back more into my habits. So I put them into my habits. And then I looked at all of my habits plus the one that I added and looked, the ones that's going okay and this one's going bad. How can I change my routine that's probably going to be easier for me to do these habits? Like for example, I realized I never really manifest or visualize because it's the last step in my morning routine. And then I'm always just like, I'd rather already go now to work and be earlier there and like whatever, just do it another day. So that didn't work. And now I changed it that I, for example, do it first thing in the morning when I wake up after I oil pulled to do that. So I put everything into like kind of actionable steps. Also, I realized the quarter quest that I had the idea of is actually very useful because there I can put in like goals where I cannot really do habits out of, and that's probably also the reason why they haven't been working that well or so. I can kind of put them there. So for example, the split I could do in a quarter quest because like I think 3 months is enough to learn a split if I like really go through. As I said before, I want to use the rules from Atomic Habits, which books I read, and of course it's an absolute banger, 10 out of 10. So really recommend for everyone that's kind of struggling with setting or following through with habits that you have. I want to look now at all of the things that are not going good, like all of the habits that are just not going as good for the 6 months now, and see with the rules from the Atomic Habit books, how can I make this better and how can I make this work? Which I'm actually gonna ask ChatGPT to help me because there's basically like 4 things a habit needs so it's easier for you to do it, and I want to ask ChatGPT how I can like implement that. Quickly, the 4 things that can help you are make it obvious, so make it easy to see, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. And I'm gonna give ChatGPT now all of the goals that just didn't went well and say like, how could I do this, how could I make it obvious, how could I make it attractive, and so on. So let's see what comes out there. So I came now to the point where all of the goals and habits that weren't going as good have now a new action plan. That can be making new habits out of goals that don't going as good, changing my routine up so habits are easier for me, looking at Atomic Habit and see how I can make these habits more attractive to me to do actually. Or also like adding some in my quarter quest I'm gonna add now. So everything found a place. There is for everything that wasn't going as good, a new plan, a new way of how I could make this better. So that is actually the whole goal for today, which I'm so cool that I did now and I could figure this out. And I hope this can also help you to probably see how you can like, when you realize that stuff is not going good, how you can approach that and how you can look to do that. done with doing all of the mid-year reset that I want to do. I think now I have such a better overview of like where I'm standing with which goals and which habits we have to put more focus on, how I'm going to put more focus onto these habits and goals. So that was very, very successful. And yeah, I would say that's a wrap. See you next week for a brand new video. Bye bye!